Trusting you are doing great from wherever you are watching. I'm Razia Athman. Remember the Saturday elections meant to pick the next president of the Ethiopian Football Federation? Well, they didn't happen. Postponed for the third time as recommended by FIFA. New date is now 3rd March. Hopefully they will not violate any electoral laws. We'll keep an eye on that. And over now to what's happening for sure. 16 countries from the continent have their teams competing in Morocco for African football secondary title, and it's a special focus on the African Nations Championships CHAN. This is Football Planet, the highlights. We have details of the opening games, who lost, who won, and that fast start for Morocco, who beat Mauritania. And two-time champions DRC are missing in action. But does that guarantee luck for Congo's Red Devils? And of course, some European footballers captured under the weekend in pictures. La Liga history made by Kenyan, while Barcelona remains unbeaten. All these much later on the show. First off, Morocco made an impressive start at the African Nations Championships on Saturday. Their first goal came in second half with Ayoub El Kabi scoring 2. And Mauritania started off with giving Morocco hard luck, keeping them without any goal for 45 minutes into the game. And in the 92nd minute, Ashraf Bencharki's long pass reached an empty net to bring the number of goals they scored to 4-0 for Mauritania. The host Morocco are facing Guinea on Wednesday, while Mauritania on the same day play against Sudan. And more from the CHAN fixtures and results. Uganda's Derek Sibambi did strike an amazing goal on Sunday night playing Zambia, but it wasn't enough. The game ended 3-1 against the Cranes. The game between Guinea and Sudan also on Saturday ended 1-2 against Guinea, and Namibia on Sunday scored 1-0 against Ivory Coast. We also had former winners Libya facing Equatorial Guinea on Monday afternoon. Debut game for Nigeria and Rwanda is for Monday night. More games to look out for, of course, in the week as we keep an eye on the 5th edition of the African Nations Championships. Let's now see the conversations that are happening online. What are people talking about? We'll start with Twitter. At NAST-FM says, congratulations to the brave warriors on their one-off victory against Ivory Coast. We have and we want more. Let's go, brave warriors. Hashtag Namibia, hashtag CHAN 2018. We have at C-Obo3 saying, pay attention to CHAN 2018. If not for the football, there are always ways to tell signs about which African nations are on the rise and which ones are stagnant or in decline. And also we have something from at Smith Must SC who says, Ivory Coast lose to Namibia in the nation's champs. What? New law for the elephants. Surely Felix will not be happy. Hashtag CHAN 2018. Two-time winners of CHAN, Democratic Republic of Congo, were knocked out by Congo Brazzaville in August. It was such a shocking performance in Kinshasa when they finished on a 1-1 draw. So the Red Devils have had their expectations high, having beaten the defending champions. Let us hear from Elaine Pastor, a sports journalist from Congo. It's good to have you, Elaine. You've been following particularly the Red Devils who are participating in CHAN for the second time. Having watched their preparation, in what state of mind are these young people approaching this competition in view of course, of the current level of football in Congo?
Bon, écoutez, au niveau du championnat, oui, mais vous avez dit ce sera la deuxième partie.
Listen, at the championship level, yes. It will be Congo's second participation in the final phase of CHAN after the South African phase. This was when the Red Devils were ousted by Libya. After a stunning draw with Libya that saw them lead the score in Africa. Today, it's another ambition. It's another group with a clever mix of few hands like the Gonje Césaire, Barrel Muko, Preston Lakolo and Nkuko Moses. These are old hands, remember. In the light of the few friendly matches discussed, we can be satisfied that the Congolese national team is ready for battle, and the rest is the competition. They are in good spirits. They know what the Congolese expect of them, and they have to get through the first round.
Et le bon premier tour, à mon avis, sera sanctionné par une qualification pour le second tour.
Now, Congo is playing in Group D with Angola, Cameroon, and Burkina Faso. Favorite opponents, you think?
À mon avis, je dirais que c'est un groupe équilibré.
In my opinion, I would say that it is a balanced group.
Ça, c'est du côté des A.
Let's not look at Cameroon as African champions. That's at the A level. When we look at the Cameroonian league, I would say it's a team that's worth a lot of money. I do not know much about Burkina Faso at the league level. In terms of the continental configuration of the clubs, I wouldn't say that Cameroonian clubs are best placed at continental level, and I wouldn't say Burkina Faso, let alone Angola. It's ultimately a balanced group.
Thank you, Hélène Pasteur, for the brilliant insights there. Thank you. The African Nations Championships, CHAN, is a second-class competition for teams on the African continent. It is designed to develop national football and, of course, develop local best players. They must be active in domestic leagues to qualify, meaning international, and the experts on the national teams can't take part. 9 of the 16 competitions are led by the national team head coach. Since CHAN started, Democratic Republic of Congo's forward Treza Mputu Mabi was named the most valuable player of 2009. They beat Ghana 2-0 in the final. And Tunisia's Zohair Dawood was MVP of 2011. They beat Angola 3-0 in the final. And in 2014, Libya defeated Ghana 4-3 on penalties after a 0-0 draw in the final. Nigeria's Super Eagles Ejike Uzioenyi was announced as the most valuable player. Then DRC bounced back in 2006, beating Mali 3-0 in the final, with their midfielder Meshek Elia being named the best player. Let's hear more on local best football in Africa. Clive Chazé is a sports analyst based in Kampala. Now, Clive, you've been following CHAN, and we have seen CAF's efforts to develop football locally. What's still holding several countries back?
Actually, all countries in Africa do have their local leagues, but what CHAN is doing at the moment is to probably expose the level of our local leagues. Outside the leagues, the Maghreb, that's Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, and all those other countries in the Sahara and probably South Africa, most of the leagues in Africa are still run by amateur, or they still have that amateur operating them. That is reflected in the CHAN tournament, because you look at the football that is being exhibited out there on the field of play, and you're not really that impressed. You look at the different teams that are taking part in the tournament, and they are putting up below par performances. You look at the players, and so this is the 8th edition of CHAN, and we are still waiting for probably a big star to go out there and make it big in European clubs. Egypt have never taken part in CHAN. Currently, we have the best league in the African continent, but they are probably not seeing any sense of taking part in the competition that doesn't add value to their league, because the kind of competition they're going to find there, or the level of competition they're going to find at CHAN, is way below what they would probably want that can top their league.
Is it too early, Clive, to tell which players from this edition will be taking the leap to the next level?
Of course, some of them will play for their national teams. Uganda has a number of them who are playing for the senior national team. But going international, it will take some time. Like I said, CHAN is played by players who play in their local or domestic league. Now, unless those domestic leagues are improved, unless the approach towards those leagues is improved, we are yet to see a player straight out of China signed by a big club in Europe and they become an instant hit. I mean, look at the China happening right now. Ghana is a powerhouse footballing country of the African continent. They are not as China. So you look at all these scenarios or all these things happening around African football and you say we are far from actually having a competitive competition that will force football agents of bigger clubs in Europe and elsewhere to come and start testing in terms of players.
Thank you, Clive Cheze, for your time. Hosting the 5th edition of the African Nations Championships had been awarded to Kenya until the Confederation of African Football decided in September that the country was not prepared enough. Applications were then opened again for the willing countries and Morocco won the rights. This report explains what it takes to organize and host a CHAN tournament.
The African Nations Championships are organized by the Confederation of African Football. An organizing committee is picked to start the process months to the games. Applications are opened before countries start to bid. A project to host these games can take millions of dollars. Kenya was stripped of the rights in September when inspectors found them ill-prepared and then hosting was awarded to Morocco. Among other factors, CAF awards rights based on infrastructure development, security and experience hosting other major tournaments. 4 teams are drawn at random, and since the 2nd edition in 2011, 16 teams qualify for the tournament.
And the weekend in pictures. Let's start with Michael Olunga for making history as the first Kenyan footballer to score a goal in the Spanish La Liga. President of his country did share this picture in praise. And take a look, Mohamed Salah in action on Sunday when his team Liverpool beat Manchester City 4-3. And back to La Liga on Saturday. That is Barcelona's Lionel Messi in action with Real Sociedad's Igor Zubeldia and Diego Llorente. And it's a wrap from us here at Football Planet. Thanks for watching. Let's continue the conversation online at Africanews on Twitter and Facebook. And you can reach me directly on @RazAthman. Enjoy your week.